2025 has been anything but an easy year for crypto. We definitely thought it would be with the new administration change, but obviously there have been a lot of things that have made the markets uncertain. Tariffs, war, the economy, right? And that has been the only thing that's really been holding back crypto at this point. And because of that, we've had some whiplash and some violent fits in the market. What I will say is that Cardano during this time has still made some great steps forward. In fact, I want to talk about potential Chainlink integration that may be coming here, but I want to show you guys just a couple things that have even happened over the last week. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. It's been growing like crazy, and it's all because of you guys. I think we can all agree that prices so far this year have not done what we expected. Okay. And I can admit that I was wrong about where prices would be in March through May. And I understand context as well. We dealt with a lot of that negative crap in that time frame. That's why prices have not been able to gain any traction. It's because there's been very little confidence in the market right now. It's been very quiet. People have just been sitting on their hands, not doing anything. In fact, we look at just the Chaikin money flow in terms of ADA. It's below zero. It's very low. So what we're seeing is very weak investor inflows. And that's not what you need. You need higher inflows. You need excitement. You need higher sentiment, right? Now, what I will say has been good for ADA is that we have seen on a fundamental level holders that are increasing. We have seen whales accumulating. Now, I did stumble across this article talking about Cardano whales offload recently acquired 230 million ADA. And this is just dealing with some of the fits that we've seen in the market, right? Some of the negative news, some of the uncertainty. And basically what we saw was, whales bought a crap ton on the dip, and then a bunch of them dumped the next day. We actually ended up at a higher level of holdings for whales. Okay. And I think that sometimes these articles are a little bit disingenuous, and they tend to paint a certain picture of their own narrative. But what we've actually seen over the course of this week, we look at all whale holdings in entirety. They have increased. They have been buying. They've been defending price. They've been taking advantage of the dip like people should be doing. And you can do whatever you want. I'm not telling you guys what to do. During this time, I have built out more of my positions. I've opened long positions. I've prepared because the market can only go through so much bleeding. It's very hard to, again, make the convicted holders not convicted. All right. So what I will say is that Cardano is doing a very good job of defending price. And we're seeing obviously ADA hold some great support levels. Hopefully this continues as the day progresses, and hopefully price isn't lower by the time this video comes out. But it's not hard to do when you keep having a lot of this good news that is hitting ADA. We obviously talked about, the Ford oversight of that Iagon project yesterday. That's a pretty cool thing. And what we might be talking about as well is now a potential integration of Chainlink into the Cardano ecosystem. Now, what this would actually be is an upcoming self-serve integration library. And that would be big, because if you're not familiar with Chainlink, one of the big things it does is actually takes off-chain data and allows that data to be used in on-chain dApps. So something like that coming to the Cardano ecosystem could in fact be a very big deal. We've made a lot of major steps forward in this cycle, tapping into other pieces of technology, increasing scalability, bringing down costs in terms of transactions. I mean, there have been so many developments right now that I think a lot of people will say they're nothing and say it's not doing anything for price. And yes, I get it, guys, but these are big real world stuff. When we talk about the shift in use case and adoption of the crypto industry and blockchain tech, that's where Cardano has a really big leg up, right? Because it's getting tapped into all these other ecosystems. It's starting to tap into obviously liquidity from other ecosystems as well. And from a technical standpoint, I would say it's probably light years ahead of most. I think most can agree, right? 100% uptime, perfect security, major scalability, preparation. That's what this all has been, is the progress and preparation during the times of suck, so that when we hit these good times, we can hit it running full speed. We don't have to deal with, downtime and some of the other issues that these other blockchains have. So I get it. It sucks, guys. I'm exhausted. I've made content every single day for, almost 3 years. And there have been good times, there have been bad times, and, there are definitely quiet times. This has been kind of a quiet week. Not a whole lot going on, but there's always something to discuss. There is always progress being made. And the biggest thing I will say is that we have to think long-term. Crypto is not a short-term game. ADA is not a get-rich-quick thing. It's not a pump and dump, right? It's not a $1 million meme coin where we're going to do, a 5,000% in one day. It is a grind. We are getting closer and closer to something like the stock market, but that doesn't mean we don't have a lot of growth potential ahead. You have to remember that we're still at only 5 to 6% of the world in crypto. What's it going to look like when we even hit 10%? And I would say that Cardano's done enough to stand out from the pack, to really have these big optics as we get into those times. And the conviction from holders is really what separates itself, or what helps separate ADA and Cardano from the rest of the industry. So I appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.